Good evening and assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Salam Media. I'm your host for this evening, Zakir Dawood, taking you through the next hour with all things sports. It's a massive weekend, it's a colossal one. We've got the Currie Cup final that's coming up tomorrow afternoon, and then just a little bit further on, we're going to be chatting to Lapib Levy, the skills coach for the DHL Stormers, who were out on their bus parade in the streets of Cape Town today, which was amazing, phenomenal. The scenes coming straight through from Cape Town on the players' social media profiles was just something out of this world to see that rugby is still alive and sport is still alive in this country. Well, to go through things a bit later on, we ended our show with a profile interview with none other than the famous and well decorated football coach Bobby Solomon. But first up on the show, we're going to be taking this one to the middle of the country. We're going to be going all the way through to Kimberley, where we're going to be chatting to Lance Salter, the team manager of the Griquas, who will be taking on the Pumas tomorrow at Griqua Park in Kimberley. Kickoff for that game is at 3 o'clock, and we're going to just find out a bit more about the final, what it means to have the Currie Cup back in Kimberley for the first time after 52 years. As many know, that victory was inspired by Maniki's Roo. Can Kamlashe do the exact same tomorrow? Well, we're going to have to wait and see. But first up, let's chat all things about the mood, what's happening behind the scenes with none other than Lance Salter. Good evening, Lance. Thanks so much for joining me on the line this evening. Always a pleasure chatting all things rugby with you.
Thank you, man. Thanks for having me.
Lance, I mean, I'm sure this is a hectic week for you, and we really appreciate you taking time out of your evening, a night before the final, to chat to us. Lance, what's been keeping you busy this week?
Yeah, look, I think the most important for us as management and coaching staff was to keep things as normal as possible. Obviously, you can't hide from the fact that tomorrow is a massive occasion, not just for the team, but the whole of Kimberley and the Northern Cape. So, yeah, for us, it was just try to keep things as normal as possible. Not even though it's very difficult, you can't hide from the fact that obviously tomorrow's a big game, but you want the guys to feel comfortable as they've been whole season. You don't want the guys to train longer, train less. You want to keep things the same. Mondays must be a normal Monday, and so the rest of the week. So yeah, I think the coaches have done well with that, and yeah, for me it was just important in my role just to make sure I can support the coaches and the players as much as possible.
Lance, I mean, this occasion means so much for the people of Northern Cape. Like you said, fans return to the stadium. Griqua Park has a sold out stadium for tomorrow's final. This is the first one after stadiums were allowed back to full capacity. Do you think that player 24 being the crowd will help tomorrow?
No, 100%. 100%. I think obviously not just rugby supporters, but sport fans have been longing to get back into the stadiums, and just to know for a fact that when as a supporter you're going to get up tomorrow, when you get to the game, it's going to be buzzing. It will be as many people there as possible. Capacity, I don't know, regardless of COVID and everything, I don't know the last time Vintage Draft Park was at capacity, So no, it will be a massive day. It will be a massive day tomorrow, and yeah, look, from my side on a personal level, it'll be a massive privilege to be part of it.
Speaking a bit about on a personal level, Lance, the Griquas haven't made a final in 52 years, and for you as well, this is a career highlight for you. Certainly one that will stand out on your CV. Knowing your journey in rugby and the amount of years you've been in the game, many people think that you're just a team manager for the Griquas, but you put in the hard yards. I mean, you shoot social media content, you do almost everything there is other than just being a team manager in the team. What does it mean for you and all your hard work that you've put in over the years?
No, yes. So tomorrow is going to be massive for me, and I'll be Luckily, my wife is going to come through. She's doing the trip overnight from Port Elizabeth. She'll be here. That'll be massive for me. And yeah, look, I mean, I've reached a couple of semi-finals with great teams at Griquas, semi-finals with NMU, the university there in Port Elizabeth, and Varsity Cup almost 10 years ago. But tomorrow for me, on a personal note, yes, it is massive, but my role's always been to support the team, so I'm just happy to be part of it. But yeah, look, I'm not going to lie to you. If we win tomorrow and that final whistle comes and the scoreboard looks pretty for us, I'll be very happy. And yeah, look, I mean, there will be a certain element of satisfaction knowing that all the hard work has gone to something greater than myself.
No, definitely. And we're certainly looking forward to chatting to you once again after that. Lance, looking at the Griquas road to the final, I mean, many would say it's been somewhat of an easy road, but losses against the Bulls um, at Loftus when they packed the team with URC players. Um, and then the Bulls came and they got one over you guys in Kimberley as well. What point in your season would you say was the turning point where the team just switched on and decided that they go in for this tournament?
Um, I don't think we had an easy road whatsoever. We are quite a new team, and the first two matches, we didn't quite click, and we lost away to the Cheetahs in Bloom with 10 points. We lost narrowly to the Sharks in Durban. And then, our third game was against the Pumas, and usually our matches against the Pumas are 5-point games or less. We managed to beat them by 20 points here in Kimberley. It was a great performance by the guys. And even though, there are a couple of other teams who ended below us who, when they played the Bulls, they didn't have loaded Bulls team, and I think our second game against the Bulls, they were 90% URC and we lost the game by 10 points. And I think that was actually the turning point. It gave a certain amount of belief to our players. We have a very young team and they came out, and at the end of the day, we were trailing by 30 points. We lost the game by 10. But, I think we were unlucky not to get a leading bonus points for that game. And that gave the guys tremendous belief. Since that game, we have gone, I think, 4 games on the trot. We beat the Cheetahs at home, great performance, led the whole time. From basically the second minute, we went to Province, we beat them, 30 points down, and then we went to the Pumas and then the Bulls in the semi-final. That was a very good Bulls team, even though obviously they didn't have the top dogs. We can't choose who we play against. So yeah, no, I really don't think we had an easy road, but I think it's well deserved to be where we are now. But yeah, definitely that loss against the Bulls at Loftus against a really good Bulls team. That second half performance, we outscored them, I think, 30 points to 8. So I think that was a turning point for us.
No, definitely. And I mean, ever since then, the fighting spirit in the team has just been so phenomenal because one could pick it up when you played your more tougher games, like many would say. I mean, this Griquas team made up also majority of a lot of varsity cup players of last season and this season coming into the setup. What was it like, just being in a camp with players that come from varsity cup level and them making the step up to Currie Cup rugby? Because that's obviously a whole different ball game. And also, if you look at your coaching staff making the step up from varsity cup level into Currie Cup level, and many would say taking that success from varsity cup into Currie Cup level, you guys now have what? Let's say, I mean, just under half of the team that are fresh out of Varsity Cup in the last 2 years.
Yeah, I must say it's amazing to see actually. But all these guys are contracted to play Currie Cup. So yeah, I think the coaching staff has done well with recruitment. I mean, every guy that's contracted from Varsity Cup as we potentially is seen to play Currie Cups. So sometimes you are surprised how well they do. Some guys have just come through and look at home at Currie Cup level, and that's great to see. And the guys, it makes me feel old. I mean, I'm not even 40 yet. But yes, the guys are getting younger and younger, but the guys are also getting better and better. And Varsity Cup as a competition in itself is very competitive, and the setups the guys come out are quite run quite well professionally in terms of professionalism. But so yeah, sometimes a guy surprises you about how good they do and how quickly they get to a certain level. But yes, it's exciting to see, because lots of these guys, I wish they could stay at Griquas forever, but they won't. But yeah, man, every guy who leaves here, I follow their careers, just like I watch series, So yeah, it's exciting to see, and yeah, I'm just happy to be part of their own personal journeys.
No, definitely. I mean, it's phenomenal just looking at how these teams and these players can make the step up from Varsity Cup into Currie Cup, and it's almost like a recipe for success, if you want to call it that. Lance, I mean, we've got um a lot of your followers and supporters on social media as well. Is there any messages that you'd like to give to the Griqua supporters back at home, um, just before your team takes us off to the field tomorrow afternoon?
Just from my side, I hope. Yeah, I just want to thank all the support we've had. It hasn't just been this week, COVID, when the guys wanted to come, couldn't, and the support has always been great here. So, for all the fans who can't, all supporters who can't make it to Vintage Draft Park tomorrow, I know you guys will be watching, and yes, so even if you're at home, watching the game in bed on a laptop or in your lounge or whatever, it doesn't matter. Every drop of support, we really appreciate it, and we thank you. And hopefully, come tomorrow around 4:45. Hopefully, we can bring the title back to the Northern Cape and Kimberley.
No, definitely. First time in 52 years, 53rd year lucky. Who knows?
Yeah,
Lance, from
yeah,
myself and the
you know.
team, yeah, at Salam Video, we wish you guys all the best for tomorrow and good luck in that final. We hope that the title returns to Kimberley eventually after making its way around the country on a 52-year long trophy tour. The trophy now returns to Kimberley.
100%. 100%. Thank you so much. Thank you for the opportunity to chat with you.
It's always a pleasure chatting to you, Lance. Have a great evening further and a great weekend filled with victory. We hope. That was Lance Salter, the team manager of the Griquas, who will be taking on the Pumas tomorrow in the Currie Cup final, which will be taking place at 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon at Griqua Park. Well, exciting times. As we can see, Swengile Jedesweni would be taking the whistle for the field. He will be assisted by Morne Ferreira and Griffin Colby. In the meantime, Quinton Immelman will be appointed as the TMO. Such a quality team. I mean, just watching JD, his journey throughout the Currie Cup and now making it to the final as a referee as well was phenomenal. And these are the kind of success stories that we want to see in sport. Well, we're going to take a quick break. Talking more about success, we're going to be chatting to the URC winners. We're going to be chatting to the DHL Stormers in just a bit. And we chat more specifically to their skills coach, Labib Levy, who's going to give us a bit of a breakdown on what went down behind the scenes in the build up to that phenomenal Currie Cup victory over the Bulls last week, Saturday. Stay tuned. Don't turn your dial, as we'll be back.